Welcome back to the Inner Circle Show. In today's Tesla episode, we have a lot of Cybertruck information. We have a price target increase and big energy news. But before we get into all of that, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel and turn your notifications on so you do not miss an upload Monday through Friday. Wall Street have obviously always something to say about Tesla, but today we need to speak about how Barclays are increasing their price target from $180 a share to $225 a share. Let's see what the analyst has to say. Barclays analysts have raised concerns about Tesla's upcoming Q2 earnings report, suggesting the possibility of a negative impact on the stock if results fall short of expectations. That's always the case. However, what I would say is if they come lower than expectations, yes, we could see the stock go down. We could see it go down by 10%, 2%, 5%. It could even just stay quite stable. There's never any way to actually predict it. And of course, on the flip, if they come in better than expected, it still doesn't mean the stock's going to go up. These two things don't always align. The analysts foresee a potential miss in auto gross margin, estimating it at 16% with a 40 basis points quarter-over-quarter decline driven by weak pricing and the non-repeat of FSD revenue. I think this is just so short-sighted, and I know that this is how analysts have to work with the information, with the numbers they've got in front of them, but Tesla's going through a massive shift. It won't even matter necessarily in a decade's time what the automotive section is doing, because it will be such a minuscule part of the business. They speak about the non-repeat of FSD revenue here. They are moving towards SaaS revenue. That's going to be a big deal. While energy deployments and improving margins might offset some of the auto weakness, Barclays said fundamentals may temporarily pressure the stock. Yes, I expect energy to do very well. We've seen a number of energy deals actually happening. It's growing at a very rapid rate. I'm very much expecting the Q2 earnings to show extremely good growth in the energy segment again. Whether it will offset potential bad automotive revenue and numbers or not, potentially, but again, this is in the short term. The bank notes that Tesla's recent stock performance has been strong, driven by improved fundamentals and excitement around future AV and AI ventures such as Robotaxi and Optimus. However, Barclays highlights the potential risk for the stock due to uncertainties in Tesla's growth strategy. The analyst notes, Tesla has faced uncertainty from an investment thesis pivot, shifting focus from revenue manufacturing to AV/AI business, which introduces significant unpredictability. Yes, of course, with anything new, any shift, there is always going to be some uncertainty, some nuances that take place. But that happens across any business, anytime there's any change. We can't expect Tesla, one of the most innovative companies in the world, to never shift, to never introduce anything new, just because it might be a little bit unpredictable for analysts. While we appreciate the potentially disruptive opportunity from these businesses, we believe they cast uncertainty on the path ahead for Tesla, making the success of the stock dependent on bets with seemingly binary outcomes, they add. I disagree with that. I don't think that these are binary outcomes at all. Despite the excitement and technical factors supporting Tesla's stock, Barclays warns that the Q2 results might force investors to confront ongoing fundamental changes. They state, "We see risk of stock reversion to the extent results disappoint, as margins could remain under pressure. Even if the market reacts negatively to Q2 results, Barclays says the current enthusiasm for Tesla's AI initiatives might only lead to short-lived pressures on the stock." They remain cautious, maintaining an equal weight rating on Tesla, citing the need for cuts to estimates in the midterm on weaker volumes, and the considerable uncertainty regarding when fundamentals will improve. The analysts conclude, this complicated balance keeps us on the sidelines, reflecting the uncertain outlook for Tesla's stock performance amid its evolving growth strategy. So you can see there that although the analysts have increased the price target for Tesla, yet again, it is a very overall sentiment on the company. Now for Cybertruck. Firstly, we've got some very encouraging, very bullish information and figures that have come out. Tesla have sold more Cybertrucks in May 2024 than both the Ford F-150 Lightning and Rivian's F-1T vehicles combined, despite it being potentially more expensive than some of these other offerings out there. Let's take a look. Tesla Cybertruck was among the top 5 most registered EVs in the US in May. It beat all of the other EV pickups with a number higher than the next two contenders combined. So let's just have a read. The Tesla Cybertruck, which entered the US market in November 2023, became one of the best-selling all-electric vehicles in a relatively short ramp-up period. According to the S&P Global Mobility's data via Automotive News, the Tesla Cybertruck was the 5th most registered EV in May, with 3,907 units. This means that Tesla had 3 EV models in the top 5, as the usual top 2 are the Model Y and the Model 3, of course. The Tesla Cybertruck is already a huge player in the EV pickup segment, noticeably outselling the next 2 contenders combined. According to the report in May, the Ford F-150 Lightning had 2,353 new registrations, while Rivian R1T had 1,237. General Motors' Chevy Silverado EV and GMC's Hummer EV pickup had 668 and 359 registrations, respectively. So here they are listed out, the EV, remember, just EV pickups in just May 2024. One of the most striking things is that in May, the Cybertruck accounted for over 45% of registrations of the top 5 all-electric pickups. That is quite impressive. The Ford F-150 Lightning still maintained its top position among EV pickups in the year-to-date rankings. So when you look across the entire year, you zoom out, you don't just look at May, Ford F-150 Lightning is still above Cybertruck, with 13,443 units through May, although Cybertruck with 7,879 units is quickly advancing. That is quite impressive given, how long the 2 vehicles have been around for. We have already seen EV pickup estimates for the second quarter of 2024, which shows that the Tesla Cybertruck is on top. However, registrations lag behind sales and deliveries by at least a few weeks, so it is a difficult metric. They also go on to make quite a good point that we should be aware of, and that is that because Tesla has a substantial order backlog for the Tesla Cybertruck and the model is expected to get several new versions outside of the initial top-of-the-line Foundation series, it should continue growing. We're talking about thousands per month. I definitely think it's going to continue growing for sure, like they've said there. I've just seen these weird products down the side. Why would you order that? Anyway, okay, that's distracting. What was I saying? Yeah, so even though they are expanding into their new lines, whatever, bearish people would say, okay, well, it's just novel at the moment and this is going to die down quickly. It has no real place in the market as a proper pickup truck that people want to actually buy. I very, very much disagree with that. I do appreciate that this is a very novel, very innovative, very futuristic looking vehicle that is, not up everyone's street. Not everyone is going to actually want one of these. However, not only is it futuristic and that is drawing a lot of attention, it is getting a lot of eyes on it, but also it's a very, very useful vehicle. It's actually good at what it's trying to be good at. This means that Tesla's pickup will probably become the best-selling EV pickup in 2024 and one of the best-selling EVs overall. The other electric pickups, which are not as polarizing, now have to compete for a more traditional customer base. And I think as time goes on, it will become less and less of a weird thing to be seeing around. And actually, it will just come down to what is the best value for money for customers. And then on top of that, talking about the use case of the Cybertruck and how it's not just visually pleasing or displeasing, depending on your opinion, and actually thinking about, is it good at what it's trying to be good at? Tesla released a new video. Definitely watch this video. I think it's 4 minutes 20. Of course it is in length, so it's not going to take your entire day or anything like that. Really recommend it. It's a video showing off the unique and impressive off-roading abilities of the Cybertruck. The video highlights the ease of use and precision of the Cybertruck's off-road settings, including the off-road mode, the Baja mode, and the Wade mode. These modes optimize power distribution, traction, and vehicle stability for different off-road conditions. Also in the video, they are in the middle of nowhere, trying to test different terrains that look very difficult, and I know for sure my car wouldn't even stand a chance. And in the video, one person says, "Do we even have service?" And another replies, "We have Starlink." So although that's really subtle, that is a massive flex, and you can start to see how Elon's different companies are actually working together. Now, regardless of the aesthetics, whether you like it or not, this is some serious technology for a production truck. I would personally love to see a competitor like Ford try to match the ability of this vehicle on one of their production vehicles, because like we keep saying, the industry is shifting from hardware to software. And although Tesla really, they're leaders in hardware as well, But where they really stand out, where other competitors come nowhere near, is software. And the performance on it is pretty impressive. You've got like a multitude of different vehicles in one with the Cybertruck. I feel like you have the typical pickup abilities. You have a rally car, it's actually really, really quick, and the way it can turn corners and move is impressive. You have a dune buggy aspect to it. Just go and watch the video for yourself. And lastly, we have some quick energy news to share. Of course, the energy segment is one of the fastest growing, the highest margins. It's one to keep a close eye on. China VP Grace Lin says that Shanghai's energy super plant is to be completed in 2025. Tesla has confirmed that it intends to complete construction of its mega factory in Shanghai by 2025. This is important for the further development of the company's energy division, which has an increasing impact on its growth performance. At a press conference held this Monday, Grace Tao, a global vice president of Tesla, answered questions about Giga Shanghai. And according to Pan Daily, it stated that the construction of the mega factory in Shanghai is planned to be completed before 2025. That's not that long at all. This means that construction work is proceeding at lightning speed. As we already know, that is what Tesla does best. And the facility will be completed this year. Once completed, the mega factory will be Tesla's first energy storage battery factory outside of the US. According to the plan, production should begin, blah, 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 blah. And as soon as production is ramped up to full capacity, Megapack, which is a large-scale commercial energy storage system in very high demand, will reach 10,000 units per year, with nearly 40 gigawatt hours of energy storage capacity. So when you combine information like that with the fact that we're seeing all of these big energy contracts popping up globally in Australia, in New Zealand, in America, in the UK, everywhere, we know how in demand the megapacks are. Then you add to that the growth that we're seeing reported in the earnings, which of course is a little bit lagging by the time we get that information. All of that combined only tells me that energy is at its infancy. We are going to see massive growth from this division in months and years to come. So do let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode.